Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us continue our study on the microbes and human welfare. Yes, in our last video, we have discussed about how the biogas is produced in the biogas plant by using microorganisms. So there we understood that methanogens play a very important role in order to produce biogas, right? In today's class, we are going to discuss about one more application we are getting by microorganism, that is biocontrol agent. So microbes are also used as biocontrol agents. What do you mean by biocontrol agent? Bio is nothing but living, right? So in order to control some of the living organisms, we are using some microorganisms, especially for controlling the pest in the crop. We are using some microorganism, right? So when we are using microorganism to control the pest in the crop, such a method is called as biological method. Clear? So this is a biological method to control plant disease and pest. So when the number of pests are more in the crop, they usually reduces the amount of yield, and the quality of yield is of poor when the plant is diseased, right? So we have to reduce the pest number of pests in order to safeguard the plant from any kind of diseases, because pests are the main cause for plant diseases, right? So in the modern society, how the farmers reduces the pest number? What is the common method they use in order to control the pest? Yes, normally they use chemicals, right? So in the modern society, these problems have been tackled by use of chemicals. So normally they use insecticides, pesticides. So when they sprinkle these chemicals on the plant, the pest number is get decreased, so that it is possible to control the plant disease, right? So here, when we are depend on chemical in order to reduce the number of pests, it is very harmful to the soil, because continuous spray of chemical is not good. It causes soil pollution, and it causes air pollution, and it also pollutes the fruits, vegetables, and crop plants, right? So use of insecticides and pesticides extremely harmful. Clear? So the continuous depend when we are continuously using the chemicals like insecticides and pesticides, that means that we are polluting our environment. And sometimes the farmers, in order to control the weeds, they use weedicides, right? Weeds are nothing but what? The unwanted plants they grow in between the crop. So for reducing the number of crop weed also, they spray chemical, they are called as weedicides. So the use of weedicide also increases soil pollution. So when we are continuously using the chemical, that automatically increases the pollution. It may be the soil pollution, or it may be the water pollution, or it may be the air pollution. So the pollution will be get increases when we keep on depending on the insecticides and pesticides to reduce the number of pests. Right. What is the alternative method? So there is an alternative method. So instead of using chemicals to reduce the number of pests, we can use microorganism, so that there is no harm to the environment by this, because microbes are not causing pollution, soil pollution, and air pollution. So this is a natural method of controlling the pest, right? So when we are using the microorganism to control the pest, this method is called as biological method. So this is actually no harm. That means there is no pollution, there is no soil pollution, there is no air pollution, right? So without any pollution, we can control the pest by using microorganisms. So biocontrol agents are very effective to control the number of pests in the crop. As the biocontrol of pest and disease is rely on natural predation rather than introducing chemical. So in this method we are not using any chemical to reduce the number of pests in the crop, right? Instead of that, we are reducing the pest number that is depends on natural predation method. What do you mean by natural predation? So in any ecosystem you take, one living organism will depend on another as a food. So the best example is beetle. So beetle is eaten by the frog and frog is being eaten by the snake, right? So when the frog number is more, the beetle number will be get decreases because frog is a predator. It feeds on beetle, right? So this is called as natural predation method. So which organism is acting as a predator, that organism number we are increasing in order to control the prey, right? So uh, the pests which are actually damaging the crop in the field, they are having natural predators, right? So which predators actually reduces the number of pests in the crop, those predators we have to select in order to reduce the number of pests in the crop, so that plant will be safe, they are not get attacked by disease, and automatically we can get the good yield. So the biocontrol of pest and disease is actually rely on the natural predation rather than introducing chemical. So this method will greatly reduces our dependence on toxic chemical and pest. Suppose there is no biocontrol this thing uh, agent means we should depend on the toxic chemical, right? So toxic chemical causes pollution, so that when we are depends on only chemical in order to reduce the number of pests, we are increasing the amount of soil pollution and air pollution, so that we should switch on to the biocontrol measure to reduce the number of pests, because it is very safe, there is no harm to the environment. So this will be reduces our dependence on toxic chemicals and pest. An important part of the biological control is to become familiar with the various life forms that inhabit the field. So in order to uh, use the biological control, we should first learn the various life forms that inhabit the field, because each organism will be having its own predator, so that we should study which organism feed on which in the environment, and we should also understand the life cycle of the organism. So this will be helpful to invent new biocontrol agents, right? So this is a very useful method in order to control the pest in the crop. So let us now study which are the biocontrol agents are used to control pest. So there are different microorganisms are used as a biocontrol agent. So some are bacteria, some are viruses, and some are fungi. So different kind of microorganisms are used as a biocontrol agent, right? So we all know that caterpillars are the pest to different crop. So when the crop is get attacked by the caterpillar, the yield of the plant will be get reduces, and it also reduces the quality of crop. So quality of the plant will be get reduces, as well as yield is of very poor quality, right? Because the caterpillar eat on different part of the plant, it feed on the leaf and it feed on the flower. So because of this, the plant suffer from disease, and the yield produced is of very poor quality. So how to control the caterpillar by biocontrol agent? So there is a one biocontrol agent used to control the caterpillar, that is nothing but Bacillus thuringiensis. So Bacillus thuringiensis is a kind of bacteria, right? So this bacteria is used to control, to reduce the number of caterpillar in the crop, right? So how this bacteria kills the caterpillar? This is question, right? So Bacillus thuringiensis is actually available in the market in the form of sachets. So the sachet consists of dried spores of this bacteria. So the dried spore of Bacillus thuringiensis is actually available in the sachets, right? So these spores will be mixed with the water, and the water will be sprayed on the vulnerable plant. So vulnerable plant is nothing but the plant that attacks by the caterpillar. So which is the plant that actually attacked by the caterpillar? On that plant we must spray the dried spores mixed with the water, right? So actual vulnerable plants are the brassica plants and some fruit trees. So the fruit trees as well as the brassica plant commonly get attacked by the caterpillar, right? So when the plants are sprayed by these dried spores, it will causes the death of caterpillar. So how it will cause us a death? So when the caterpillar come and eat on any part of the plant, it actually causes the death of the caterpillar, because the dried spores of the bacteria will get enter into the gut of the larvae. So in the gut of larvae it releases some toxins, and finally it leads to the death of the larvae. So this is how the number of caterpillar can be destroyed by using Bacillus thuringiensis. So Bacillus thuringiensis is a kind of biocontrol agent. This is used to reduce the number of caterpillar in the crop, right? So understood now how the caterpillar number is destroyed by the Bacillus thuringiensis, right? So Bacillus thuringiensis actually enters into the gut of the larvae. So in the gut of larvae it releases some toxic substances. So this toxin causes the death of larvae, so that the number of caterpillar will be get decreased when we use the Bacillus thuringiensis as a biocontrol agent, so that there is no harm to the other insects. So in the crop some of the insects are very useful. The best example is butterfly. Butterfly is an insect, but it is very helpful for the pollination. So this method, that means when we are using the biocontrol agent, it will mainly destroy the target organism. It does not harm to any other useful insect, right? So the Bacillus thuringiensis is very effective biocontrol agent used to destroy the caterpillar. So nowadays, by the genetic engineering method, the resistant plant, that means the pest resistant plants were raised by inserting the desired gene to the plant. So the example is BT cotton. So BT cotton is the resistant plant raised by genetic engineering method. So this resistant plant actually consists of gene of Bacillus thuringiensis. So because of this gene, the plant got resistant against the caterpillar. Suppose any bacteria, any caterpillar come and eat on the any part of the BT cotton, the caterpillar will be get destroyed. So there is no need of spraying the spores on the plant, because the plant is inbuilt with the resistant here, because it has got the resistant gene from the Bacillus thuringiensis. So BT cotton is actually the resistant plant raised by genetic engineering method by inserting the toxic gene into the plant, so that any caterpillar will come and eat on any part of the BT cotton. It releases toxic in the gut of the larvae, and it finally kills the larvae, right? So this is one advanced method used to raise the uh, resistant plant to destroy caterpillar. So the best example is bt cotton. So we have other examples also, bt brinjal. So bt brinjal got resistant to um, this one caterpillar because it has got the bt gene. That means bacillus thuringiensis gene, toxic gene, is get inserted into the plant. Clear? So by this method, that means by the genetic engineering method, it is possible to raise the disease resistant plant. That means the plants are resistant to the caterpillar. Is the one more example of biocontrol agent is fungi. So one of the fungi used as a biocontrol agent is trichoderma. So trichoderma is actually a free living soil fungi. So this grow freely in the soil. So it is a free living fungi in the root ecosystem. So around the root of plant, this fungi grow in large number. So when the number of trichoderma is more in the root ecosystem, it inhibits the growth of harmful pathogenic organism. So some pathogens, they get enter into the plant from the root. So they feed on the root of plant so that plant suffered from the disease. So when the trichoderma number is more in the soil, it actually inhibits the growth of harmful microorganisms. So it does not allow the growth of harmful microorganisms. So the plant will be healthy. It does not get attacked by some of the soil borne pathogen. So that in order to protect the plant from some soil borne microorganism, we must use the trichoderma as a biocontrol agent. So when the trichoderma number is more in the root ecosystem, they reduces the growth of harmful pathogenic microorganism that causes disease. So that the trichoderma is a very effective biocontrol agent of the plant pathogen. So several plant pathogens are get controlled by the trichoderma. Is the one more example of biocontrol agent is virus. So the kind of virus used as a biocontrol agent is baccalovirus. So in the baccalovirus, there is a particular genus is present that is called as nucleopolyhedrovirus. So in the nucleopolyhedrovirus, there are different baccaloviruses will come. So those baccaloviruses are actually used as a biocontrol agent. Right. So we already know some information about the viruses because we have studied about the virus in our first year syllabus. So viruses are very particular in causing infection. Right. So the baccaloviruses are very particular in destroying the insect. So the baccaloviruses are species specific and narrow spectrum insecticidal applications. So because when we use baccaloviruses as a biocontrol agent, they destroy only a specific kind of pest. Clear? So which microorganisms or which insects must be killed only uh, against that pathogen we can use a particular type of baccalovirus because the baccaloviruses are species specific narrow spectrum insecticidal applications so that they does not cause any negative impact on plants, mammals, birds and fishes. Even they does not cause harm to non-target insects. So which insects are targeted only on that particular insect, they causes infection. Right. So baccaloviruses are also a kind of biocontrol agent. These agents are very specific in causing destruction. That means they destroy only particular type of pathogen. So especially the ecologically sensitive areas is being treated by using the baccalovirus. That means in the ecological sensitive area we must preserve some of the living organisms, right? So there we can use the baccalovirus as a effective biocontrol agent, so that it will effectively destroy only target living organisms, so it will not causes harm to any other organism in the ecosystem, right? So these are the different examples of biocontrol agent. They are used effectively to control the number of pests in the crop to get good yield, right? So our dependence on the biocontrol agent will reduces the um, use of chemical pesticides, so that we can somehow control the pollution of our environment.